¿Qué tal, amigos? ¿Qué está pasando? How's it going? Back again, another video. I guess you could kind of guess where I am if you already know me and you've been on my Facebook. You know where I am. But for those of you who don't, I'm in Vietnam. I'll be here for a while. Not going into detail. But yeah, hopefully if things go well, I'll be here maybe a couple months. Trying to get some Vietnamese in whilst I'm here. Vietnamese isn't high on the language list, but in order to make things more comfortable for myself, I need to try and learn some of the language. So maybe I'll be documenting some of that right now. Actually, right after this, I'm going to be writing down my relevant phrases and stuff like that for, my travels and my encounters, things that are going to be useful for me. And then tomorrow I'll probably be going out doing some leveling up, throwing these phrases, bouncing these phrases off of the people in the streets, bouncing these phrases off my neighbor and stuff like that. So, try to get them Vietnamese in. But anyway, like I said, this video here is going to be about Spanish, tips on learning Spanish. So I'm going to try to break down the sequence as fast as possible, fast as possible. First things first, pen and paper. Get yourself a notebook. You're gonna need it. Before you start writing things in your notebook, I would recommend getting a physical resource, even electronic resource, but not, bouncing around at random sites and stuff like that, where you need something physical, structured. I would recommend, personally, either getting a not very comprehensive Teach Yourself. So you get started in series for Teach Yourself. Get started in Spanish. It's not very expensive. It's well worth the money, I think. That's what I used. And get yourself a cheap Spanish verb book so you can get used to the patterns for the verbs. So don't memorize. I would say the most important forms of the verbs to learn is the ones for I, the one for you, the one for you, polite, and then the one for we, because you're going to be talking a lot with another person, so you're going to be saying a lot of I's, a lot of you's, and a lot of we's. Those are the most important forms of the verbs to learn at the beginning. So get used to the verb pattern, and then start plotting things in your notebook. Anticipate your first few conversations. That's very important. So you want to think about all the things you're going to be saying when you approach somebody in the street or online. Hello, how are you? Can you help me? I'm learning Spanish. I've been learning for this long. Oh, I'm from here. Where are you from? Okay, stuff like that. And you want to anticipate and kind of map it out in your notebook and anticipate the direction the conversation is going to go in, and know the relevant question words and the relevant responses. And just plot those in your notebook. You might, as time goes along, you might start to get to know your language partners, either online or at work or whatever, or in the streets. People might ask you other questions. Oh, what do you do for work? If you're traveling, they might ask you, oh, why are you visiting? What do you think of the people from, what do you think about the people here? Do you like the food? Different things like that. You want to write those down, learn how to say those. And then that's what you want your language core to consist of. Things that you're going to say. You don't just want to go and bounce around through beginner resources until things eventually start to click. You want to personalize it. So get your notebook and make it relevant and personalized for yourself. And okay, so I touched on making it personal for you. I've touched on verbs, stuff like that. Verbs are one of the most challenging things about Spanish. And last thing I'm going to touch on. It's okay to practice as soon as you can. You can wait. There are some experienced people out there of learning languages that, they wouldn't start speaking until they've been putting in the time consistently, for about a year. Some people don't start speaking until after 2 years. It's crazy. But, it's not about learning fast. but at the same time, you don't have to wait 2 years. You can start practicing. You could have 5 phrases, a vocabulary of less than 100 words, and you can start practicing right away. And, a lot of people advocate practicing right away. Some people say it's okay to wait. It depends on you. Depends on you. If you want to wait, wait. Wait a couple of months. Wait a year if you want. But be consistent and do a little bit of studying, 10 minutes here and there. Manage your time. I would say 10, 15 minutes a day, reading through your notes, going through your book, maybe even half an hour. Is better than trying to squeeze in 2 and 3 hours here and there. So, you could do that over a course of a few months and then dive in, start practicing when you go to visit the country, or, when you meet somebody online or whatever, and make a language exchange partner online. Or you can get on an app such as italki, such as HelloTalk. There's many more. And you can start practicing right away, You can start recording little voice messages of you talking and get people to comment on it, Also, that's a good way for people to find people, because people are going to see that. And then they might send you a personal message. Next thing you know, you got an exchange partner, which is pretty much a budget-friendly lesson or free lesson, So, that's just a couple tips here and there. If you're living in one of the countries already, that's even better. Just don't be afraid. Go out there and talk to people. Try to go to the usual places where you'd go when you're in your home country. You like coffee shops? Go there. You like to go out and drink? Well, go out and drink and chit chat with people if it's quiet enough. You like to skate? Go to a skate park. You like to sightsee? When you see people around these sites taking pictures and stuff, if you know that they speak the local language, try your luck. Go up to them and say, how are you? Where are you from? Stuff like that in the language. So that's just a couple tips, guys. Hope to be posting something again soon. Probably maybe a little something in me documenting me learning some survival Vietnamese. Probably not going to focus too much on my other languages right now, because I really want to get to a functional kind of survival level in Vietnamese. I think this is going to be my first Asian language that I actually take off the ground, because I'm actually here. Unlike Chinese, which I just didn't seem to have time for at the time. But we'll see how it goes. Thanks again, guys. Hope you learned something. See you soon.